31 days, 31 seeds, encouraging lives by sowing seeds of hope and determination. Day 12. Can someone make you feel anything? This was a valuable lesson for me to learn, and I cannot say I learned it easily. Can people make you feel? Well, you would think yes. This may upset some people because I know when it was originally presented to me, I was pretty upset about it. It started off, I had a friend who said to me, "Okay, Michelle, I want to understand what you think about feelings. Can someone make you feel something?" And I said, well, yes. People can make you feel bad. They can make you feel sad. They can piss you off. Of course people can make you feel things, right? We have emotions. And he said, no, you're wrong. People cannot make you feel anything. And I was so upset about that. And I came home and I was fuming. I'm thinking, how dare this man tell me that people cannot make you feel anything? Because there's been all kinds of people who have upset me, right? You get it. The next time I saw him, we had the conversation again, and he's still explaining to me that people cannot make me feel anything. And I'm still fighting him on it, and I'm vehement about it, and he's really starting to upset me because I'm thinking, what does this man not understand about emotions? I'm thinking, he does not understand what's going on. People can make you feel things. This went on 3 or 4 months, he and I, back and forth, and I was very aggravated about it. I was a little angry over it. I kept asking him to explain it to me in a different way. Finally, about 4 months in, he said to me, "Okay, Michelle, look at the table over there. Do you feel like there's water on the table?" And I looked at the table and I said, "No, there's not water on the table." He said, "But somebody could feel like there's water on the table." Okay, I'm really confused at this point. I say to him, "You're losing me." He said, "Let me put it this way. I go on a lot of appointments. I drive to meet people because I do landscape design. So I'm on the road a lot, driving to meet people." And he said, when you're on the road and you have an appointment and you have just enough time to get your appointment, but you feel like you have to pee, do you stop to pee and now you're late for your appointment? Or do you go handle your appointment and then leave and use the restroom? Well, I handle my appointment. I'm not going to be late for my appointment because I have the feeling that I have to use the restroom. I can hold it and have my appointment and find a restroom after the appointment. So no, I do not react on that feeling. He said, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Not every feeling you experience needs to have a reaction. He said, but yet I watch so many people walk around and a feeling happens and they react. They don't realize they can think to themselves, do I need to react to this feeling? He said, so just as you would not react that you needed to use the restroom so you're not late for an appointment, you can decide what feelings you are going to react on. He said, and in saying this, then no one can make you feel anything. To push the point a little further home, he said, okay, somebody comes at you with a baseball bat and they hit you in the arm and they break your arm. Yes, you felt that. Yes, you need to react to that feeling and get yourself to the hospital. Call the police if you need to. Have your arm fixed. It's kind of like that old saying when I was a little girl, that sticks and stones may break my bones, but your words will never hurt me. It's exactly what he was trying to say to me. It's the only way someone can make you feel anything when they're using their words is if you allow it. If you accept it and you agree that they're right. Otherwise, what they think doesn't need to affect how you feel. There was a poem I had learned when I was in my 20s, and it's called Two Natures, and it goes like this. Two natures beat beneath my breast. One is foul and one is blessed. One I love and one I hate. The one I feed will dominate. It's basically saying we can have all kinds of feelings, but we do not need to feed them all. We can nurture the feelings that are going to help edify us and lift us up, and not the feelings that are going to drag us down further into depression, anguish, or anger. Another example I can say about not following what people say to you and how it would make you feel is my father came from a very, very poor family. He started out in the drafting room at B.F. Goodrich, no college education. So his desire in the drafting room was to work his way up through B.F. Goodrich and end up becoming a CEO, a white-collar worker. Everyone laughed at my father and said, from the neighborhood you come from and the family that you come from, you will never achieve that. You don't have a college education. You have no continued education outside of high school. You're not making it out of the drafting room, buddy. I will have you know my father chose to not listen and not let them make him feel anything except the fact that he knew he could. My father worked his way up from the drafting room of B.F. Goodrich, and then I believe it was Uniroyal who had taken over, and then Michelin had taken over. He was actually promoted to director of Michelin by the time my father had worked his way up. If he would have allowed all those words to make him feel something, maybe he would have felt they were right. Maybe he would have felt, yeah, I can't do that. I can't work my way up without a college education. I will have you know he did not accept those feelings. My father made it to director of Michelin. It must be in my blood. I worked for a landscape company prior to owning my own company. When I started out with this company, he was barely hitting a very low plateau. I worked with this company for about a decade, and in that time he ended up bursting through the multi-million-dollar mark and became a very successful company. In 2007, during the housing collapse, when landscape companies were dropping like flies, this company won the Cascade Capital Business Growth Award for one of the fastest growing companies in its industry in Ohio. At that point, I had had so many responsibilities at this company, I was starting to have chest pains and a lot of stress. I was sitting in the boardroom one day, having a boardroom meeting with a few of the other colleagues there, and my phone was ringing. The secretary was coming in wanting me to look at contracts. Another phone was ringing with someone for me. There was someone else on another line, and another worker came in needing me to give them some information. All this noise, I started to have a chest pain. I stood up, I told everyone to just be quiet. I walked back into my office, I closed the door, I sat down in my chair, and I thought, this job is going to kill me. I decided that day to turn in my notice, and I gave the owner of the company a 6-month notice. I was going to leave and open my own company that no one knew of. I wanted to do independent design and consult, not installations, because I knew installations were going to stress me out. During that whole housing collapse situation, I walked away from a business that I was making really good money a week at, salary. I went into oblivion, opened my own business, and started from scratch. Everyone told me I couldn't do it. Everyone told me I was crazy to walk away from a good job, that landscape companies were dropping like flies, and I'm going to open a new one, that there's no way I would make it. Here I am, 12 years in, and have done nothing but growing, creating, nurturing relationships, meeting amazing people. The moral of the story is, I learned the hard way. No one can make you feel anything that you do not accept. I fought this one, and I was really pissed off the first time my friend tried to convince me of this. But as time went on, I finally understood what he was saying. I realized he was correct. If you take the seed for day 12, the seed that you feel the way you decide to feel, not how someone makes you feel. We can't use the excuse that that person made me feel like this person made me feel ugly. No, if you feel ugly, that's you deciding that you feel that way. And you can change your mind. On one of my earlier seeds, I was talking about looking in the mirror and looking at you and telling yourself how beautiful you are, because you are beautiful. I don't care what you think about yourself. I don't care if you look in the mirror and all you see are wrinkles, or you look in the mirror and you think you have a funny nose, or your lips aren't right, or I wish I had bigger eyelashes, or oh, I have funny eyebrows. Quit it, quit it, quit it. You're absolutely beautiful the way you are. It's all in how we speak to ourselves internally. And I am going to say it from here on out. No one can make you feel any way you do not agree to feel. It's just point blank. For seed 12, what I'd like you to do is the next time you feel like somebody has made you feel some kind of horrible way, I want you to stop and think about that. Think if you can take a different perspective. Think if you can decide that you're going to feel the opposite. You're going to feel beautiful. You are going to feel loved, important, and valuable, and talented. Because I love you, and I want you to love you. I hope you plant seed 12 into your life today and get it growing. I will see you tomorrow for seed 13.